Mrs. Pauline, would you like to introduce this and move it?
So this is a program that's been underway for quite some time, and as a result of the Havelock North incident, we requested that this be fast-tracked. The report details there's certain things that are holding it up and slowing it down a little bit, and it's requesting a reviewed time frame to be pushed out to 2019. Sounds scary, but in actual fact, all the shallow wells in the northwest are now turned off.
Yep.
And the fact is that the ones that won't be completed to 2019 are not required until then. So is that correct today, I believe? So it's just a request to allow the program to be pushed out to 2019. So I'm happy to move it.
Yeah. Just in terms of form for these council resolutions, I don't want them to say approve the revised timeframes that are provided in this report. I want the timeframes written into the resolution. So if they could be noted afterwards, so that at least it's got noting that these that the timeframes are, and it just means that when you go to a resolution, you go to the minutes, you can actually see what the new timeframes are in the resolution. It would just make it easier to follow. So would someone like to second that? Mike? Yanni?
I had two questions. One is we're spending a considerable amount of extra money on our infrastructure provision, particularly to some of the greenfields growth areas. And I just wondered, have we looked at our DC's policy in line of the changes to the timing?
Sorry, hang on. Sorry. Tell me what part of the revised timeframes for the completion of the Northwest Christchurch well drilling program that question relates to.
So it's just if we're bringing forward funding.
No,
so it says
we're not. We're pushing it out.
And that financial provision is made to match the accelerated delivery program.
We did that. We did that last time. We've already approved that. That's what we resolved on 22nd of September 2016. So your second question is?
So so just so we're bringing forward the funding.
No, we've brought forward the funding in 2016. We are now delaying the second part of the program, the well drilling program.
So I was really just trying to understand
the shallow bores.
That we've got consistency across our DC's program for whatever we're doing in terms of the
addition. It's got nothing to do with our DC's program.
Right, okay, cool. The second question was around the Avonhead well, which is in here. Avonhead pump station, 7.4. Is that the same one that we were briefed on in terms of the above ground but not being able to be secure because it needed work done? Or is that a different piece of infrastructure?
I believe that's to do with going to a deeper aquifer, making it a deeper well.
There's a note on Avonhead on page 297 there. You have a look there that the shallow ones we've turned off, but the deeper ones were online with Deep Well 5, connected temporarily. Deep Well 6 and 7 have been drilled. Well 6 needs a repair. Tenders for remaining headworks planned to be let in March. Is that what you see that on that table?
Yeah, I've got, so it says plans to have new deep wells connected by end of December 2018.
Correct.
So I'm just trying to understand if we're doing other work before then as part of the other report, or whether this is
This will be
separate.
All incomplete finish, and that's one of the timetables that we need to put into the resolution, because basically you said you wanted them finished by June, end of June 2018, so this one's going out 6 months.
Okay. So, sorry, so just so I'm clear, so the report that we're looking at in terms of attachment A is the old time frame, and you're going to come back with an amended time frame to attachment A?
No, they're the new ones.
So the new one is December 18 for Avonhead, but with the other report that we had earlier, we're going to get information in May around whether that can be brought forward even further.
This is about moving away from shallow aquifers into deeper aquifers. The earlier report was about secure wellheads.
Yep.
So they're
that-
two different projects.
Yep.
Yep,
Cool.
completely.
It's not the same piece of infrastructure.
No.
No.
Right, that's what I asked.
All right, so that's been, yep.
Right, thank you. So 4.3, it says here, and I'll also refer to my fellow councillors from the ward, on June 7th, 2017, staff provided an update which moved the overall completion date for the upgrade project to December 2019. That's the first time I've heard of that. Was that reported to the community board?
I can't comment. Sorry.
Okay, well that's, I'd like an answer to that.
Okay, we'll find out whether it got reported to the community board.
Yeah,
Because the community is under the impression this is all basically going to be done,
it is being done,
yes, at a certain time.
yes. No, but it makes no difference. The new timetable
that.
makes no
I'm
difference.
just making reference to the fact that did this ever
Yes,
get reported up?
I'm accepting that. So could we have,
Councillor Manji, I think one of the items that has been reported to the community board is around the delay to the Jeffreys.
Well, we know all about
Suction
Jeffreys
tank?
Park, yeah.
Yeah. So is that what you're referring
No.
to?
What
No.
I'm referring to is that a report came to a committee which changed the project timeline or completion date, and I'm just wondering,
All
did
right.
that get reported to the community board?
I'll follow that up.
yeah, I think that it is important as a matter of process that if there is an issue that goes through a committee, that it is reported to the relevant community board as well. I think it's really important. In this one, it's only in one community board area that we're talking about, so it should have been reported. Is it? The northwest. Eh?
Yeah, I think it's,
So you've got three of them.
maybe as part of the board delegations, it's going to be picked up. Our board's had repeated concerns too with other cycling.
No,
So we need
But
to be
the-
consistent.
it's not all
I thought none of these were in, I thought they were all in one ward. No, it's not the question of the water. The water is fine. It's not the water. It's just, oh, well, I give up. Okay, so,
We'll find out which community boards they all sit within, and then we'll just notify them of this report
the issue,
from this.
the issue was that this was raised specifically by that community board.
Okay.
Originally. So I just think as a matter of course, there needs to be a reporting mechanism to the relevant community boards. If it is more than one community board, then it needs to go to the it needs to go to a combined meeting. But for my understanding of this particular one was that the problematic shallow bores were within the Harewood, Waimai, Pendleton, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called now. That board, and I thought they were the ones who had originally had concerns from their communities.
No,
I don't think
But-
so, no.
But that's
Came
fine,
to-
that's fine. We'll have a mechanism for reporting back. I agree. So, so can you just put notes in future that that changes to timeframes will be reported to the relevant community boards? Any changes to agreed programs or timetables are reported to the relevant community boards. Right, it's got a mover and a seconder, so I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That is carried. And then we have